Hey everybody, we made it to April and excited to share this week's module, cloud storage and the latest AI. So we do have a discussion about cloud storage. In fact, I just called Apple twice about this. It turns out on my account, there's a thing called shared purchases because we have family sharing, and it doesn't tell you who in your family is purchasing or what they're purchasing. You just get a charge on your credit card. So I actually turned off family purchasing, which lets the other users, they get a warning to add a credit card to their own account. Um, but Apple's really good. If you call them in the morning, which I did at 8:30 in the morning, they'll answer and help you out and tell you what the possible situation is and help you resolve it. So I'm really happy with Apple's help, but definitely call in the morning, like at 8:30 in the morning or something. It's a U.S. number. It's free, and they answer right away, and it's really good. So they've been helping me with that. So this week is about cloud storage. I put some things down that are common ways to store. The two that I use most are Google Drive and actually iCloud that are mentioned here. There's the discussion if you'd like to participate. How do you use cloud storage, and then share that with our class. And then I do have a referral link for sync.com. Also, if you might have had one from Sable, our other teacher in this section for the intermediate. So that should work. It gives you more storage if you need it. So there's a little link there. And then, so cloud storage and pricing. Basically, we have a choice between storing things on like hard drives, which I recommend solid state again because they don't have moving parts. You can get them at Costco or in the cloud. And the cloud is kind of the safe place to go. I kind of think it's pretty reasonable. I pay $2 a month for a couple terabytes at Apple. So that's where I'm doing mine. There's also Google Drive. The nice thing about Google Drive is you get a drive for each email. So if you have two different Gmails, maybe you can double your size of your Google Drive storage. So that's a little thing that you can do. But I also pay Google. It's something like $20 a year or something for my storage. And the reason I pay for those is mainly because of photos. I have all my photos going up and they're safe there. So Google One pricing, we can take a look at these latest pricing models. So here's iCloud. And let's see. So there's 99 cents a month for 50 gigabytes, $2.99 for 200, which is good for most people, or $10 a month for 2 terabytes, which is really a lot. Most people would use $2.99 and $9.99, so that's $120 a year to save all your photos. I think that's pretty reasonable. That's if you're using iCloud, though. You may not be using iCloud. Google One pricing. So you see I have 100 gigabytes, and I think that might be free. It tells me when to clean up space and all that. I think I have a Google One account, but actually I don't know if I'm paying for that. Let's see, plans. I can't remember. Okay, I am. So I'm paying $30 a year for mine. Hard to keep track of all this. Standard Notes is another one. It's online for note taking and encryption, but it also has a place for storage. Proton Drive is another one. There's a free tier at 1 gigabyte. Microsoft 365, let's look at that one. See planned and pricing. So this one for a family is $129 a year or personal $99 a year. So you can start to see they're all about the same price. So it just depends what kind of computer you're using and what's easiest for you if you're going to be doing cloud storage. And so, how much do you need? Is encryption important to you? The ones that I've mentioned are encrypted. Do you use an Apple, Google, Microsoft, which device? Because that's going to definitely have the highest influence on your choices. And then what's your budget? So you could just go to, what I do is Costco. I'm going to actually go on here and show you the hard drives. whoops, hard drive, or Amazon or wherever. And I'm going to put solid state. I mention these a lot, but I think they're pretty important. So I choose to use cloud storage, but this is probably a cheaper option depending on how much you need, because once you put stuff on there, then they're there. The problem with cloud storage is, for me, it doesn't share between all my devices. And so I've got an iWatch, I've got two laptops, I've got an iPad. And so my cloud storage sends all of that cloud storage to any of those devices, which is why that's how I use it. And I have a very large, heavy computer on my desk, but I have a really light MacBook Air that I travel around with, and it just clones each other because everything's in the cloud. But this is the one I'm talking about. This is a 2 terabyte. It's a little tiny drive, and something you can put all your pictures on. It's 2 terabytes, and you pay one time. So if there's something that you want to back up on, this is what I would recommend. The SanDisk Extreme, and I think they have bigger ones as well. I think they have a 4 terabyte model, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, this is it. It's basically twice as expensive, so it's $240, I think I saw, and it's 4 terabytes. So there it is, $240. So that's a pretty big drive that's really small, and a great way to save things like pictures, personal documents, or something that maybe it's not on the cloud, or maybe you want a hard drive backup. I would recommend that. I have no idea what the cost is on Amazon, but let's go take a look since we're here in the internet. Just put that in there, see what happens. So 4 terabyte, same price. So there you go. So back to our modules here. See if I can get back to it. Oh, one thing I wanted to show you on our on things that are changing. We mentioned that Google's changing already. So if you type, let's see, I'm just going to do this just to get the menu up here. We do have AI mode now, so I mentioned last week, and it gives you results in a different way. So this is, it might have rolled out to your account. But we also have Google Notebook that's changing fast. I demonstrated this app this week in several places, and it's pretty incredible. But what I really like about it is spaces that you can make. So I can make a new space, and I can upload docs or slides or websites or YouTubes or anything and make a space about it. And I think what they're going to be doing here is you can just tell it to upload, to decide what sources it wants to add. And I don't think I have that feature yet, but let's just do something like that, like this, Saddleback, just to see what it does. So actually I need to find the website for that because it won't work that way. That's probably not it. Let's see. Let me get the correct website link, and then we'll add it in. Saddleback. Oh, here's Emeritus. Perfect. Copy that. Put that in our Google. Okay. So so it's up. So here we go. Choose file. Let's do website. Saddleback. So it'll start learning all about Saddleback College, and I can. So this is going to be about the Emeritus Institute. I can, once I do that notebook, I can go, oh, here's a whole bunch of new stuff I haven't even seen yet. I can make an audio conversation about the Emeritus program. I can make frequently asked questions about it. I can do a study guide if this was for notes, like for a class, a briefing doc. There's so many things you can do. I can make a conversation. So let me go back to my notes. So here's my new space. I can edit the title if I want. And I have it actually in light mode right now. I was just wondering why it's light instead of dark, because I was doing a presentation where it showed up better, but I prefer dark mode. And so we can now ask questions. What types of classes can I take? So you just basically made your own kind of AI type of thing, and you can see it's coming from the source of the website. That's pretty awesome. It tells me something about the classes. What does Walsinger teach? Let's see if it can find me. I'd be really interested if it can. Oh, because it's not looking for. No mention. Oh, I'm not mentioned. At least in the part of the website that I added to it. So what a lot of people are going to be doing, I can add more sources and then it will know more about it. So I can add Saddleback's whole website, Google Docs from classes. So you might think about this is make a notebook space about something that you want to learn about, know about, or save stuff about. So maybe, like in my case, I do a lot of sci-fi. So I might just start making a whole space about sci-fi, have links, maybe some images, even like entire books. If I have PDFs, I can put it in there and it'll start. I have 50 sources that I could put in for this topic. And this is a free site. So, Google Notebook, I think it's pretty amazing. So here's some stuff I've done for some other things that I've tried. So a video gaming room. This was for a project where I was working with some students to design a video gaming room, and it actually made a mind map of this for me. And so let's see if I can open my mind map. So it tells me kind of the workflow that I'm going to be doing, and it's really small there, but it goes into like project mode, and I can start understanding like the project that we're going to be working on for the mind map. It's pretty amazing. So the best way to learn about this is just go on notebooklm.google.com and you can see what it does. Another thing I wanted to share today is ChatGPT changed. So now there are some choices you can do: quick response, think a little, or think harder. Or on the very bottom, you can choose a model like we did before. So this nice thing is, let's do think a little. Or you can search the web, or you can get detailed insights on any topic, or you can add files, or you can just talk to it. Let's use voice mode and have it think. Hey, ChatGPT. So I want to make maybe a game room with some lights and microphones, maybe an A to D converter, and some monitor speakers. So why don't you design one for me? Let me know the details. Thanks.
Absolutely. Let's design a fantastic game room with everything you need. Here's a breakdown of the essential components and setup. Room layout. Lighting. Use a combination of ambient LED strips along the ceiling and behind furniture. Add some smart bulbs for color-changing effects, creating a dynamic atmosphere. Acoustic treatment. Install acoustic panels on the walls and ceiling to reduce echo and improve sound quality. Audio setup. Microphones.
Okay, so it's going to
Choose
go through
high-quality condenser
and talk to
microphones
me
for
about all
clear
the
audio
stuff.
capture. If you plan to have
And I just stopped it just because I didn't want to do such a long thing. And let's see, it should have saved it for me, but oh, I stopped it in the middle. Maybe it won't. Okay, let me do this by typing. Let's design. So I can talk to it. An amazing audio video studio. So I've got it on the middle mode, so it's going to think a little bit longer, and it's going to ask me some questions, and then I'm going to ask it. This is great. Audio gear. Okay. Also, let's see if imaging is on. I have to change the model to get imaging back. Okay, there we go. I want to make an image of my new Studio with equipment and purple lights. Let's see if it'll do that. Okay, it's going to do that too. So I went through this exercise where I had a bunch of students design a studio, all their equipment, and then at the end, everyone generated images, and it's pretty awesome. It does take, it's getting faster, but usually takes like up to a minute to generate an image, depending on how busy the servers are at OpenAI. So let's take a look at this. Should come up in a minute. And while that's happening, so the reason ChatGPT did this is because all these models are confusing to people. So they kind of thought maybe if they had a slider with think harder, or think a lot, that it would be less confusing for the users, which I think it is. If you do the longest one, that'd be like for, I want a 100-page research report on something, like something where it takes a lot of thought and iterations to gather information, get all of the sources, compile it, and write a synopsis. So for most things, it depends what you're doing. It should be, you can try different ones and see what you like. But I did notice for sure, if you want images, you have to put it on the first model, which is called Think, or it turns off imaging. That's these 3 dots at the end kind of turn gray, and then you don't see imaging. Right now we got imaging coming in. So visualize ideas and concepts. If I wanted to do code, I'd be clicking this other one, or just asking it to code something. So there it's making my studio that I asked for with all of the equipment and the purple lights. And that looks really great. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Whoop, too much. So there's my studio. And I can download it with the download button, and I'll get a PNG file onto my downloads area. So that's it for this week. We'll be at office hours Wednesday at 3. Hope you can join.